Shalom. All praise and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahshua Bashim Kakadash. Double honors to the elder apostle Great Millstone and citations to walk and teach all truth and sincerity. This is gonna be called the Holy Trinity is not biblical. Um, um, you know, um, the order of that's in the heavens, or the order in general, is the Heavenly Father, which His name is Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, which is His, which is the name of His, only begotten Son. Um, that's His Son who sits on the, the throne in the heavens on the right hand side of Him. And then man, then woman. That's the order of things. The Holy Trinity is not written in the scriptures, and it's not biblical. Um, so this is Matthew chapter 24, verse 36. It says, "But of that day, excuse me, an hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only." Um, because this is talking about Yahweh Shai knowing uh, the day He's going to return. Only the Heavenly Father knows when Yahweh Shai is going to return. So if that Holy Trinity was biblical and was, considered a biblical thing, how come Yahweh Shai doesn't know when He's going to come back um, to bring judgment upon the earth? You know, to bring salvation to Israel, to deliver the Israelites, the election of Israel, into the chariots, to bring judgment upon, 2/3 in the heathen, you know, to Babylon, to bring judgment to Babylon. He doesn't know when He's gonna come back, you know, for His second coming. Only the Heavenly Father knows that. You know, that's one point, and I'm gonna also, read the order in First Corinthians chapter 11, verse 3. It says, "But I would have you know that the head of every man is Hamashiach, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Hamashiach is Yahweh." And the Heavenly Father Yahweh is over Yahweh Shai, just like Yahweh Shai is over the man, the, the men, and the man is over the woman. That's the order of things. Um, Even though women don't acknowledge nor want to respect that men are over them, and but the point is, the order is Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, man, then woman, and that's biblical, but the Holy Trinity is not biblical. I'm gonna go to Matthew chapter 17, verse 5. It's Matthew chapter 17, verse 5. It says, while he yet spake, behold, a bright cloud overshadowed them, and behold, a voice out of the cloud, which said, This is my beloved Son, in which I am well pleased. Hear ye him. And that was the Heavenly Father Yahweh speaking to the people out of a chariot, you know. And if Yahweh Shai, these Christians and these whorehouses, which they call churches, they believe Yahweh Shai is has the same position as the Heavenly Father, which they are two different entities. Yahweh, the Heavenly Father Yahweh, He's higher than His Son, and He's over His Son. And if they were the same spirit, um, you know what I'm saying? If they were the same person, the same spirit, or on the you know what I'm saying, on the same, level, um, or, the same, you know what I'm saying? Why would he be speaking this, saying this is my beloved son? You know what I'm saying? Like it wouldn't make no sense for this to be right here. But since they're two different entities, and the Heavenly Father Yahweh is over his son, Yahweh Shai, um, he speaking out this chariot saying, "This is my beloved son, in whom I am well pleased." Because at this time, I believe, he was being, um, no, this is the time where, they went, up a high mountain, and it was a transfigured. He transferred. Sorry, Salaki. He transfigured the images, the look upon the tabernacle where they transfigured Moses, Elias, and I, I believe, he transfigured those looks while he was up on the high mountain. But the chariot came and appeared and spoke. The voice of Yahweh spoke out that chariot, and he said, "This is my beloved son, in whom I am well pleased." And you know, if they were the same entity, and that if that type of ideology was true, this wouldn't be right here. That's what I understand. But since they are two different entities, and Yahweh is above his son, Yahweh is above Yahweh Shai, you know, that whole Holy Trinity thing is not biblical. Um, I'm gonna go to Luke chapter 22 and verse 41. This is Luke chapter 22, verse 41. Says, "And he was withdrawn from them about a stone cast, and kneeled down and prayed, saying, Father, if thou be willing, remove this cup from me, and nevertheless, not my will, but thine be done. But thine be done." So if he prayed to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, to ask for his will to be done, not Yahweh Shai's will, not his own will to be done. He asked for his father's will to be done, not his own will, to take away this cup that he had to go through, because he knew, he understood that he had to be crucified and go through this suffering, um, you know, because the Heavenly Father didn't take away that cup. He made him endure the cup to be crucified, and then raised up um, on the third day. Um, uh, but if they were the same entity, which they aren't, which I understand they aren't, he wouldn't have prayed to the Heavenly Father. He would have uh, removed the cup himself. Um, you know what I'm saying? Like, which, from what I understand, is, um, but since they aren't the same entity, and the Heavenly Father is over Yahweh Shai, and he has the power to remove the cup from him, um, you know, because you know, since his will was for his son to go through and endure, um, Shalakia, dang, bro, this thing still going, Salaki. Since it was his will for Yahushua to endure, to go through the the crucifixion, and then to be raised up on the third day, and so his spirit can appear before Yahweh and be resurrected out of the tomb. So his spirit can appear before Yahweh, so he can receive his reward, um, which he was granted a seat at the right hand of his father. You know, which was given to him because he endured the cross and followed and you know endured all the pain that came with the cross. Because he was marred. He was marred. His visage was marred than any other man. Like they really brutally beat him uh, to being unrecognizable. Um, so you know, from my understanding of the scriptures, that Holy Trinity is not true. It's not biblical. And if the Heavenly Father's Son and the Heavenly Father were the same entity, certain passages in the scriptures would not be there, because um, you know, um, I'm gonna go to Proverbs, and also this part in Proverbs where it talks about this Proverbs chapter 30 and verse 4. It says, "Who has ascended up into heaven, or descended? Who has gathered the wind in his fist? Who has bound the waters in his garments? Who has established all the ends of the earth? What is his name, and what is his son's name, if thou canst tell?" And that his name is Yahweh, which means he exists, and his son's name is Yahweh Shai, which means he delivers, he saves. Those are the biblical names of the Heavenly Father and Son. And you know, um they're two different entities, but they are on this. Their mind is on the same accord. That's why in the Gospels it says that the Heavenly Father, Son, and the Heavenly Father are one. They're one in agreements with each other. When it comes to righteousness and how order and judgment is supposed to go in the earth. You know, um, that's what they're one in. You know, it has nothing to do with a holy trinity, which is a holy trinity is not biblical. So anyway, I'm ending right here. I'm gonna say all praise and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahshua Bashem Kakadash. Double honors to the elder apostle great millstone, and citations to Rock and teach all true sincerity and shalom.